Welcome to Real Food, and as you can see today we're going to talk about rice. And you probably know that I really like rice, different varieties of rice and ways of preparing rice. But today I'm going to talk about saffron rice, which is very seemingly easy to prepare, but there's a lot of hidden difficulties, and I want to talk about these difficulties today. Well, first of all, in terms of rice, any white rice can be used for to cook saffron rice. Well, today I'm using jasmine rice, but generally speaking, I wouldn't recommend jasmine rice for saffron rice because jasmine rice is already scented. It's already got that subtle, beautiful jasmine scent, which has been given to it through actual jasmine flowers. Jasmine blooms are collected, and then these flowers are positioned, are laid inside, into their actual rice layers, and that's how jasmine rice acquires that additional taste. But today I'm using quite old jasmine rice, which has been in my container for a very long time. So I just wanted to use that all up and then refill it. Basmati rice is also very good but basically any white rice will work with saffron. I mean, I think you can probably also use brown rice too, but the problem is brown rice itself has a strong flavor, so I fear that saffron might be lost in it. Okay, so in terms of rice, what I've done, I've washed this rice and I soaked it for half an hour. But when it comes to saffron, this is where great difficulty lies, because saffron is one of the most expensive spices, and there's a lot of counterfeit saffron, unfortunately, on the market. And for those who haven't used saffron a lot, it's very, very difficult to actually detect counterfeit saffron, because what they do, they use petals of marigold, calendula, etc. They make those strands look exactly like saffron, so it's very difficult to detect. But for those who are familiar with saffron, of course, you can never be fooled, because the shape, the color of saffron, the aromatic element of it, you really, it's very difficult to fake it. But there's a lot of counterfeit saffron on the market, so try not to buy the counterfeit one. I mean, try and learn more about saffron. Saffron is made of strands that are collected from actual saffron flower, and it's a very difficult, laborious process. You have to collect lots and lots of those flowers to create very small amounts of actual saffron. So I particularly love saffron. It's one of my favorite spices, and saffron and rice these are two divine ingredients for me. I really love it, I enjoy it, and I cook it very, very frequently. But I'm not sure, I think I've never actually done a video on saffron rice. So that's probably because it's relatively simple, but as long as you have genuine saffron and you prepare rice correctly. So another tip and hint here that I'm going to share is that to maximize the benefits of saffron, and saffron is actually a very beneficial herb. It contains those deep orange components in saffron. Apparently they're really, really good for your eyes. They contain elements that are precursors to vitamin A, carotenes, and all those things. So it's really, really good, and I've been focusing on my eyes because my eyesight has been deteriorating. So I am trying to feed myself foods that will help my eyes retain whatever vision I still have, if not improve it. So what I do to maximize the benefits of nutrient benefits of my saffron, I actually grind it in this small grinder like this. And you know what, I can use a bit more even. You know what, some people only use a few strands, but I use, as you can see, quite a lot, because for me this is medicine, not just food, color or flavor. And I love saffron. So, and I maximize also the nutrient content of my strands. So I basically grind it gently like this. You don't need to spend too much time doing it, but this is what I like doing. So I grind it, and once it's ground, then it will give off all those nutrients much easier to your rice. So that's it. So then, okay, I've not strained my my water just yet. So this is water that was left in them. Okay, so that was a big mistake, but I'm hoping that's not going to be a huge mistake. Because you know what, I'm just going to cook it because I don't want to waste my saffron. I'm going to cook it and I'm just going to drain excess water. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me do that quickly. Okay, so you can see now, you know, my saffron has already colored the water. The other ingredients I typically use for my rice are salt. For my saffron rice are salt. So I add some salt and additional spices that work really well with saffron are cloves, so just 2 cloves, and perhaps black peppercorns. So I'm going to add 3 black peppercorns, and that's about it. I mean, you can also add your own favorite spices, such as cumin, or maybe, but then what will happen if you add too much, and if you start adding those Indian curries and stuff, that's it. You won't taste the actual saffron flavor, because the other stronger spices will overpower your saffron flavor. So that's what I would recommend. To be honest, even cloves, they're too powerful. But because I'm only using, you know, small amount, it's going to be fine, and I'm using such large amount of saffron here. So some people literally just add a couple of strands because it's such an expensive spice. But in my case, because it's as I was saying, it's both food and medicine for me, and I love the flavor of saffron. So in my opinion, this is a perfect combination. So, and after this, after washing your rice, after soaking it for 20 minutes or half an hour, it goes on heat, and then it's only another 5-10 minutes and you're done. So it's a relatively it doesn't take a huge amount of time, but you do need to follow all the right steps, or else your rice won't cook properly. So this now goes on my stove for cooking. And here it first goes on high heat in order to bring it to boil, and then on low heat to simmer for cooking. And after bringing it to boil, I'm going to cover it, and that's literally it. And you'll see the result will be gorgeous golden orange colored rice, fluffy, delicious, fragrant, and full of useful nutrients, not just starches. And so I wanted you to to show you the finished product. This is what it looks like: gorgeous, fluffy, orange rice, and there's small dark berries at the top. They're actually dark red. These are berberries. And they are sour, but they've got a very gentle and very pleasant sour taste. So I often use berberries. I mean, other people use sultanas, raisins, and those kind of things, but berberries are one of my favorites. I use them a lot with basmati rice, and in other dishes, so I really like it. But this is the final. This is the result, what it looks like. Gorgeous fluffy rice. I'm going to let it stand on heat to continue absorbing all of the flavors from saffron. And that's it. So it doesn't take a lot of time, but it's the result is beautiful, for a delicious food full of flavor and nutrients. So I hope you like this video, and we'll chat again soon.